I am Dr. Marilyn Ward with No Excuses, and today we are continuing on with our Changing Mindset series. So, today I want to talk about um, the importance of embracing change. So, change is huge, right? But just like we talked about last week or earlier this week, it's scary, right? So, fear was the first thing we talked about, overcoming our fear. But today I want to talk about embracing the change that we go through. We have to, in order to make the change, I mean, first we think about the change, but we really need to embrace it. We need to kind of comfort ourselves when we're going through that change because it's change and it's not easy. So I have some strategies, importance and strategies about embracing change and how we go through that. So embracing change, you can use that for your personal growth. So whether it be in your career, education, maybe in your home or your family life, but just being able to um, grow during that change. So it allows us to open ourselves up to new experiences, to new skills, to new self improvement. A lot of the times as we get older, we're like, I already know all that. Well, that's a huge red flag when we're like, I got it. I don't need to know anymore. We always have room for improvement and we always have room to learn something new, especially now with technology. So, like, think about when young kids come into a job. We used to get so scared when the seniors were starting to leave, not just senior as an age, but the senior or the seasoned employees would get ready to leave, and we're like, oh my gosh, they're going to take all that knowledge with them. But at the same time, you have these new young people coming in, and instead of like, "Oh, they're young, they're new, they don't know anything." No, we need to embrace that. They're coming in with a new, fresh ideas. And so you can collaborate the two together, take the old and the new, and create something beautiful or wonderful and I'm thinking in like in a work environment when I'm saying this. Um, I've learned so much with working with the older staff, and I've learned so much working with the younger staff, especially when it comes to technology and just the different things that they're learning in school compared to what I was learning at that time. So learn to embrace the change in your personal growth. We need to be adaptable. We need to be open to change, as it will help us adapt to the new situations more readily, reducing the stress, and will help increase our resilience. So we'll become more resilient when those changes come to us. But it's stressful, like I said, when you have someone that has all that knowledge is leaving, and now we're opening ourselves up to these new young employees that are coming in. We need to learn to adapt. We need to learn to adjust and be open. So keep an open mind when you're going in to staff meetings. There's nothing worse than trying to collaborate with closed-minded people, right? Like only their ideas are best, and whatever you say has no valid or no validation, no value. So we need to be adaptable to the old and to the new and still remember that we too are important in what we have to say. Maybe we're in the middle line, and I'm just saying that because that's where I am with my age. But learning to be adaptable will be monumental. We always want to make sure that we're flexible with our with learning. Opportunities. So change often brings new opportunities that can lead to personal and professional growth. So keep if you keep that open mind and you stay flexible with accepting new ideas, more opportunities will be opened up to you because you are that person. You are that one that's like, hey, I embrace it. I think this is great. Let's try it. So it will open new doors for you if you can remain adaptable. So the strategies for cultivating flexible and a positive mindset. We have some do's and we have some don'ts. I love do's and don'ts rules. So, do stay curious, approach new experiences with curiosity, and again, that open mind. Ask, ask questions and seek to understand rather than to resist. Nothing worse than saying, I already know that. I already know that. It just sounds so conceited. So, and then, or don't be the other person that doesn't ask anything. You're like, I got it. And then you get back to your office and you're like, I had no idea what they're talking about. So it's okay to ask questions. Never think that you know everything. So that's where that collaboration comes in. So be able to say, hey, I'm not sure about this or how this, I'm not sure about the product and I'm not really sure how this is going to work, but hey, let's talk about it. So stay curious, keep an open mind. Um, it definitely will serve you well. Practice self-compassion, especially with yourself. So be kind to yourself during these times of change and understand that it's normal to feel uneasy. So you need to give yourself that grace. Change in anything. Now I know I'm relating this to a job, but let's bring it back to health and wellness. When your body is going through these changes, let's just say weight loss, because it's January, right? Everybody's on the New Year bandwagon and we're trying to lose weight. So when you're practicing self-compassion or during that weight loss, it's going to help you forgive yourself if you don't hit the mark exactly when you thought you were going to, right? We make these goals, and I always say try to keep your goals very realistic and attainable. But sometimes we just fall short, and that's okay. Just get right back on it, the next moment that you can. But also give yourself that little bit of leeway and a little bit of compassion and be like, it's okay. It's okay that I didn't hit it today. We're going to work our hardest to hit it again tomorrow. Do set small goals. Like I said, keeping your goals attainable, or, not so attainable that like, yes, I'm going to lose 0.0001 pound. No, you want to make it, again, realistic and retainable. So set those small goals. And then, because you're going to break down, like I said, when you're talking about weight loss goals, you're looking at the year, the month, the week, the day. And hey, if you want to break it down even smaller into the hour, but you break down those larger goals into manageable steps, and then you celebrate again those small victories along the way, which is going to help build your confidence. And the more confident you are, the more you're going to reach those goals. The more you reach those goals, like again, this is a good circle to be on, or a good pattern, because what do we do when we feel good? When we hear that praise, and even if that praise is from yourself or praise from others, we want to continue doing good, right? It's just like kids. If you praise them to do well, they're more likely going to keep doing well or do well again, and they'll keep succeeding because it's that feeling of accomplishment. So it builds up our confidence. Stay connected. Lean on your support network if possible, or if you need to. Sharing your experiences and feelings with friends and family can provide comfort and perspective. So this is why I'm in this business as a wellness coach. A good 90% of my work with clients is staying connected with them, keeping they're accountable with them, keeping their accountability, staying connected with that support group and support network is really going to help you thrive. We've got a group online sessions coming up in February, and it's going to be a group of people together, all cheering each other on through this wellness journey. So having those positive connections are going to really help you propel forward with your goals and your dreams. Always focus on the positive. Identify and focus on the positive aspects of change. This could include new opportunities, learning experiences, or personal growth. So when we're talking about weight loss, focus on the positive, right? So, gosh, I keep hitting my table. I'm so sorry. Um, I'm a firm believer in speaking positivity into existence. If you keep speaking negative, negative is going to keep following you. So you want to keep speaking positive. That's why positive affirmation writing is one of a key things that I do with my clients. You want to make sure that you are um, keeping a positive mindset through this change because it's so easy to get into the negative talk about, oh, well, I didn't lose my weight today, blah, blah. So you're going to nix those words. Don't even let them words come out of your mouth. Immediately, you're going to say, well, I didn't hit it today, but I'm going to hit it tomorrow. Like, at least I didn't gain. And if you did, we're just like, that's okay. That's my favorite phrase is that that's okay because it happens and your body is a very scientific mechanism and it's not always going to work exactly like we thought it was going to. So focus on the positive, yeek, nix the negative, and we're going to keep it rolling. Oops. Sorry, my notes are being funny. What just happened? Da-da-da. So now we're going to talk about the don'ts. Somewhere. Stay with me. There we go. All right. So the don'ts. We have to talk about them because we always have the do's. So you got to have the don'ts. Now I know that it's they say that the don'ts are negative, but you got to talk about them. So don't resist. Avoid resisting change out of fear or discomfort because resistance can increase stress and hinder growth. So you can't fight it. And it's kind of like I tell people if you get a really bad craving for some crazy food when you're on a diet, because it never fails, as soon as you say I'm going on a diet, you start to crave everything and the one food in particular that you're really trying to not eat. So what do? You eat everything in the house until finally you break down and you eat the one thing that you wanted to eat. So if you just go ahead, eat the chocolate brownie because that's what you really wanted, be done with it, uh, work extra hard, or go for a walk to kind of offset the calories. But if you resist it, it's going to do nothing but cause you more damage later. So take that with anything else in your life as well. The more you resist, I feel like it's kind of like when you ask God for patience and you think that he's just going to make everything easy. No, what does he do? He throws all these things at you to make you practice your patience. So if you think about it like that, let 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 that um resistance flow off of you. Like let it da 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 shake it off and you're just gonna go with the flow. Don't isolate. Don't withdraw from others during these times of change because isolation can lead to increased anxiety and feelings of loneliness. So, a lot of the times when we're going through change, it's like you don't want anybody to know you're going through change. You kind of like become a little hidden secret. Um, but then when you do struggle, then you're like, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know who to ask. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to share. So, do not withdraw from your times of change. Use, like we said before, your networking system. So let's bring this back to like a job. If you're going through a change, maybe you're like trying to uh, get a promotion at your job, and all of a sudden you've isolated yourself from everybody because you're so nervous about this job. Well, you need to reach out to, the higher ups or some of your coworkers to share what you're going through so then that they can help you. And the reason why I say like your higher ups, your upper management, sometimes it's hard to share with your coworkers, especially if you're going for the same job. And I always say be careful what you share with coworkers because you are still coworkers, right? So be careful with your personal life at work. Um, Specifically talk about what it is with the job, but usually you can go to your upper management or your HR for that help. So don't isolate yourself, don't withdraw yourself, because if you do get in a struggle, then it might be too late, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do, and then you go down um, that path of loneliness. So do not isolate yourself, and don't dwell on the past. While it's important to learn from the past, right? We got to know the past so we don't repeat it. We don't want to repeat history, but don't let it keep you from moving forward. Focus on the present and the future. So let's say, for instance, well, let's go back to weight loss. we can do weight loss and job here. So for weight loss, when let's say you've lost weight before. I love how my plant looks like it's part of my head. Um, if you lost weight before and gained it back, right? How many of us have done that? I've done it. I have been up and down with pregnancy, lost weight, gained weight. My sister passed away. I had gained weight from depression. So it happens to all of us, but don't let that be your deciding factor for what's going to happen now. That was then, and this is now. We right, and we want a little, shed a little bit of light on what we want the future to be. But right now, you just need to focus on now because that's the old you, and this is the new you. So don't dwell on the past. Don't overwhelm yourself. Trying to tackle everything at once can be overwhelming. Take it one step at a time. So that's where kind of those goals come in. You're like, oh my gosh, I have 30 pounds to lose. How the heck am I going to do it? It's so big. That's why you focus on the little daily tasks. I'm going to eat healthy today. I'm going to watch my portion sizes today. I'm going to exercise today. I'm going to walk 3 miles today. Maybe I'm going to walk 4 miles tomorrow. Or maybe you're starting off with 1 mile. So don't um, don't try to. You're not going to lose it all in one day. It's baby steps to get from A to Z. Don't ignore your emotions. So acknowledge how you feel during this process because ignoring the emotions, again, it's going to lead to that increased stress and anxiety. You're going to have, so when we talk about feeling overwhelmed, um, there's going to be times where you're happy because you're on track. And then there's going to be times where you're sad because you had fallen off track. So be friendly to yourself. Be okay um, with knowing that you're not perfect, right? Nobody's perfect. We might be 99.9% perfect, but we're not perfect. So it's okay to like give yourself a pat on the back and be like, it's okay. It's okay that I, you know, didn't hit my 2 pound goal this week. I'll hit it next week. So, helpful tips. Mindfulness practices. Engage in mindfulness exercises such as meditation, deep breathing, or yoga. These practices can help keep you grounded and present during these times of change. So, mindfulness, and a lot of these, you might even see these same tools with some of the other videos because it's when you're dealing with change just like with overcoming fear, there's these same practices that are good for multiple topics or multiple things that we're going through. So, mindfulness, like I love the mindfulness videos. So there's meditation videos that are really structured on mindfulness where you're meditating and it's guiding you to do like squeeze your hands, squeeze your toes, and the videos are telling you what to do. There's also visualization videos where I even would do a meditation video where I tell you, I'm explaining to you to describe your best self. Like close your eyes and visualize yourself at your healthiest, best weight, the weight that you felt the greatest, and get that image in your head, right? And so once you start, it's kind of like with our positive affirmations. Once you start seeing it, and then you start saying it with writing of like, I am healthy and fit, then you start to believe it and achieve it. So, mindfulness practices will be monumental in um, overcoming the mindset and making these powerful changes. Staying informed. Knowledge can reduce fear. Stay informed about the changes you're experiencing and how they might impact you. So, when you're going through weight loss, a lot of different things can happen with your change and with your success. You are going to have friends who are going to cheer you on and be happy for you. And then you're going to have those friends that are like, did you do? What did she do? Who are doubting you. Oh, she was probably taking a diet pill, or oh, she was taking whatever the weight loss drug. Oh, so stay informed with um, the changes that you're going through and and knowing that that during weight loss, stay informed at the fact that when you lose weight at a slower rate, at a normal rate of 1 to 2 pounds a week, or 0 to 1 pounds a week, you typically that lasts longer than if you do a fast or a cleanse. Yes, you might lose a lot of weight in that week, but when you start to eat a normal diet again, it comes back. So staying informed about items like that are going to be helpful when you're going through this weight loss change. So, and I know I go back and forth between weight loss um and work and career, but that's just what comes to my head when I'm talking. So I will try to stay more focused on as it pertains to health and wellness, but I just want people to know that you can use these tools for other aspects of your life. Maintain a routine, for sure. So consistency is key. So keeping a routine can provide a sense of stability and normalcy during uncertain times. It's just like, your daily planner. You've got to pencil yourself in. You are your number one priority. Yes, I know. We wear many hats as women and men, but you have kids and you have your spouse and you have your pets. Mine's sniffling in the background. So, but you've got to write it down and pencil. Don't just, like I say, pencil yourself in. Really, you need to ink yourself in. You are a priority. You have got to make time for yourself. Make time for your workout in the morning. Make time for that 5 minutes of meditation. 5 minutes is really all you need. 5 minutes of reading a self-help book, watching this video. um, just make time and stay on a routine, because your body likes routine. Your body likes to get up at the same time. It likes to think about it. How many times you get up early on a Saturday if you're working during the week? Your body likes to go to bed at the same time. It likes to eat at the same time. Um, so it likes to be on a routine. And then the more that you're on a routine, it becomes a habit for you. So then if you do wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, I want to skip my workout. No, 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 no. You're not skipping because you've already built that. Let's just say you're at your 30 days of habit, or some people say 28. I say 30. It's just easier to say a whole month. It takes that long to build a habit, but then once you've built that habit, you've made that routine, it's really hard to break from it, right? So it will help keep you on track during this time of change. Visualize success. So just like back with meditation, how you visualize, you definitely want to use these techniques to imagine the positive outcomes, because it can help reduce the anxiety and build confidence. So I don't know if you watched the video on fear, but I had talked about visualizing winning my Mary Kay car. I'd already had seen myself, visualize myself walking across stage at the Mary Kay convention in Dallas, earning receiving the keys to my free car. So two times I did that. So that was, I was, you're already visualizing it. So like when you're talking about health and wellness, you're going to visualize yourself in this new body. And maybe it's not weight loss. Maybe it's like muscle tone. Maybe it's like looking at yourself in a new body fat percentage. Like maybe your body fat percentage went down and now you're more muscular. Or maybe it's visualizing yourself crossing the finish line of your first 5K or 10K or half marathon or full marathon or triathlon. So visualize that success. Take ownership of it, right? It's yours. It is bound to happen. It's going to happen. Why? Because you're speaking it into existence. Keep a journal. So writing a journal about your experiences and feelings can help provide clarity and process that help you process the change more effectively. I journal for different things. So I got several different journals. So I too am on my own weight loss journey or health and wellness journey, as I do this every year. Sometimes throughout the year, I'll jump onto something new that I want to try. So I have a little journal of keeping track of my weight, but what I did, how I felt. I always ask my clients, when they're going through it, how did that make you feel? Because it's emotional. It's, you that makes it like deep to us, makes me feel more compassion about what I'm going through. So I make these little notes about like, well, what did I do this day that I did different this day to have more of a success this day than that day? Hopefully I didn't just confuse you. So those are the things that you write down in your journal and ask yourself like, or write down like what you did that day, but then always put on there, how did you feel emotionally? How did you feel? You want to keep track of that. So by embracing change with a flexible and positive mindset, you'll find it easier to navigate life's uncertainties and emerge stronger and more resilient. So part of this whole changing your mindset. So we've already talked about overcoming fear, right? So that's done. We're over the fear. Now we're embracing this change, and then we're gonna continue on with the series. It's it's gonna be um, at the end. It'll be exciting. These techniques that you're gonna use are gonna help, like I say, help you through all your parts of life, all the different aspects of life. And I always say, please share these videos when you've watched them. Share them with your friends, because I always say if you're feeling this way, there's probably 100 other people feeling this way, and they would, I can't reach everybody, just myself. So it takes the help of you sharing with others to get these messages, these positive and powerful messages to everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and please stay tuned for more. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.